Hi, my name is Trevi.
And I'm Kate.
And welcome back to our podcast called
6 Feet Above. Good mood today.
No, so Kate and I were doing our normal brainstorm FaceTime before we
3 minutes before the podcast.
typical.
Right.
But they end up being so slay regardless.
Yeah.
You know,
funny
it's-
how that works.
Teaches a thing or two about a personality because we can pull off anything.
Actually.
We were doing the FaceTime call and I'm doing my makeup and I'm like focusing on my makeup and then she's like brainstorming. I'm like trying to, but I'm also trying to focus on my makeup. And I'm also in a bad mood because something very annoying happened. Yeah. So I was very much like Debbie Downer vibes while also trying to blend out my under eye concealer. I'm sure you can relate. And I was like, at the end of the call, I was like, all right, I think we're good.
Okay, no, it was like, all right, I think we're good. And I was like, oh, damn.
And then she thought she hung up. And I heard her whisper on the phone. She goes, Jesus.
I can't believe I was exposed like that.
You should have seen me with my brush when I heard doot 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 after like when it hangs up. Jesus, doot doot, and I'm like sitting there, like,
literally boo you whore.
No, but then I was like, okay, try to like lighten up, and then I couldn't, and then I cried in the car on the way here.
But look at you now.
Amazing looking.
It's almost like you're wearing a costume in a way.
Yeah, it was fully like 8 weeks ago.
Yeah, I
know. Halloween happened, but
It did.
When we had our episode come out Halloween week, we filmed it before Halloween.
Right.
So we didn't get to like touch base on like what we did. What was our tea?
Exactly. And I think that's messed up. So you trying to take it away?
Oh, yeah. I briefly mentioned on here that I wanted to be Lindsay Lohan, which I did for one night. It was a very last minute thing.
Hot.
But I've talked about on this podcast how how iconic and how life-changing the Lady Gaga 2009 VMA Blood performance is. And like that performance changed my life, made me want to do music, like the whole nine. And I've always wanted to recreate it. And I don't even know if I necessarily had like the confidence or like the effort or the want to do that. But this year I said, I'm doing my biggest.
You did.
And full glam squad. Half the outfit from Amazon didn't even arrive, so I had to make it from scratch. I was cutting up Addicted shirts like I was
good God.
Joanne Fabrics. And, I gorilla glued on each gemstone like a psychopath.
Oh my God. You really went all out.
Because at the end of the day, what is it? It's comedian.
She's a creative.
It's a comedian. It's a singer, songwriter, fashionist. No, clothing designer.
Fashionist in a way. You looked great.
Thank you.
10 out of 10.
It was really fun. I mean, I think that it was much needed. And like I got the reward that I wanted.
Honest to God, Lady Gaga, if you want to be on this podcast.
No.
If you want, well, we'd be down.
No, yeah. No, well, I'm learning that you have to like not make yourself too available.
Right. Like, don't be like me literally earnestly DMing Megan Thee Stallion from the 6 Feet Above account saying, hey, girl, if you ever want to be on this podcast.
Right. You should just unsend it and DM her and be like, I don't care if you come on this podcast.
Yeah.
You can.
Like, if you want.
If you want. You know when people like invite you to places?
Yeah.
And they go, what do they say? They're come
like,
if you want. Or like,
come if you want. Or you're like, hey, should I come? And they go, sure. It should be illegal.
That should be illegal. But no. It's worse when it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so you don't want me to come.
Right. You actually want me dead.
6 feet under.
That, oh my God.
You actually literally don't want me at your party, at your house.
On this earth.
On your podcast.
Right.
You want me dead.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube and you are driving or trying to fall asleep, we have an audio version. It's in the description. But before you listen, can you rate the podcast 5 stars on whatever audio platform you're listening to? Because that would help us a lot.
So,
What'd you do?
We're not desperate. Wait, did you go to a party?
I went to 2 parties. I popped
Influencer
in.
Parties?
I went to 1 influencer party.
Any tea from that?
The only way I could describe people collectively on ketamine, and I'm not just saying that because I have a fun history with ketamine. I know it was
so
ketamine.
Fun, yeah.
Do you ever just drive past a car dealership and it's just
Oh my
one of those
gosh.
one of
What are
those
they
little
called?
squiggly little
Yeah.
balloon falling over, and then they get back up. Hey, I like your endurance. I like that you get back
Yeah.
up, but you always fall back down.
It's giving like Walking Dead and the car dealership.
I thought you were going to say it's giving Walking Dead and the Kardashians.
Right. And that. Wow.
But yeah, it was interesting. It wasn't too much tea. I mean, I really am just like more so proud of like the content that we made. I'm more so proud of like the content I posted on Instagram. Just like
Business
being creative,
Yeah.
being like stepping out and like not being like who has the best party or like where's the biggest like influencer event. Like,
because it's always the worst.
it's always the worst.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a struggle on its own trying to like make each thing and like overdo. It's like on actual Halloween night, I put on a plaid skirt. A red thing was Lindsay Lohan, threw some blood on me, went to a cute little house party of 20 people, and then ended up at Tenants. Best Halloween
Come
ever.
on now.
I don't give a about X, Y, and Z Halloween party that they rented out the whole strip of Sunset Boulevard.
Right.
I'm not having fun.
Come on now. I agree. I totally agree. I dealt with something similar. I went to 3 parties on Halloween night. Should have stayed at the first party because I was having a blast.
First party was blast.
Yeah, it's like that Broad City episode when they're trying to find the 10 out of 10 of a party. And they were like, they're like, this party is Narnia. Anyways, we were just like bopping around and the first party was so fun. Right. It was a comedy party. I was like meeting other comedians. It was a blast. We were hoo-haing. I was obviously in the cheetah suit that I honestly wear every goddamn day. Because what else would I wear? And I looked great. I was serving body and you guys can't tell me otherwise. And I'll say I went to a bunch of comedy parties. Like I said, the first one was great. The second one smelled like a gym locker room. It was like in a basement and there was no music, just horrible scents. And then the third one was like pretty fun and there was a DJ. Things got a little sloppy. Not me, obviously.
Well, that's no fun.
Right. I know. No, but I like fake. I took my friend's tequila soda and I was like, ooh. And then for a second I was like, wait, should I?
One swift hand movement.
I was like, wait, this is kind of crazy that it's this close to my mouth. Get it away from me. But
you ever do a sniff?
No.
It's for the hardcore girlies.
Yeah, that's too much. Like I couldn't do a sniff of like passion fruit margarita. I'd fold.
Yeah. No, I do one sniff and I'm going to bed like shaking.
Yeah, it's just like it's not worth it to me. I had non-alcoholic wine.
Isn't it trippy?
Yeah, but I don't think I'd do it again because I was drinking the wine. It tasted exactly like wine. And I was just like, why don't I just have a glass? Like that like went in my head for a second. And I was like, because I'm not feeling anything. And I was like, oh, you're not feeling anything because it's non-alcoholic. Yeah. You bozo. But honest to God, what doesn't test my sobriety these days?
Hey, I'm saying.
Lord, but
send the flood.
Send the flood. I went to another party that night that had nothing to do with comedy to meet up with a man I've been, dating for a few years. And let me just tell you this one thing.
I'm very disappointed. Before you continue, I'm very disappointed in you.
Because why wouldn't you be?
But I get it because I am also that. So we are one and the same.
That is crazy. But I just want to say this one anecdote. It's literally not an anecdote. I was having a slumber party with him. We only smooched. And anyways, we don't look at me like that. So his snoring so bad, like sleep apnea. And he was like screaming in his sleep. And I was like, I can't do this. So I go to the bathroom and I go in the bathtub.
I find his pills. I take them all.
I take them all. No, but I'm wearing this fur coat. I put on the fur coat, lay out some pillows in the bathtub. I'm like, I'm going to bed here. Screw it. He's not going to wake up. He's not going to see this like the weird thing I'm doing. He was snoring too loud.
He's never going to wake up.
He's never going to wake up.
Because I took all the pills in his bathroom.
and I shoved them down his throat. No, that's crazy. But here's the thing. Apparently, he was in and out of sleep the whole night.
Oh.
And he thought that I was literally having like the runs because I was in the bathroom for like 30 minutes. And he got up at one point to check on me because he thought I was like fighting for my life on the toilet. And then he like opens the door slightly and he sees I'm not on the toilet. He thinks I get kidnapped. And then he sees that I'm laying in the bathtub and he said, "Hey, this is extremely weird." And I was like, okay. And I agree. And then he was like, I won't sleep for the rest of the night. And you can sleep. Guess what? Didn't sleep still.
Wow.
So
Still?
fuck everyone.
It was like me pre-throat vaginoplasty.
Worse.
Really?
Way worse.
Oh.
I've never heard anything like this. Like,
Really?
anyways, it was kind of fun though.
Would you consider that like a relapse on him or her?
Thank you, because that was
them.
kind of homophobic for you to say him.
Yeah, I don't want to overstep.
Fully he, him.
Him.
Yeah. God. No. Cut the cameras.
Cut the cameras. I'm dead.
Cut the cameras.
I hate to interrupt you in the middle of this episode, but do not forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and ring the little notification bell. It helps our channel a lot and helps YouTube push us to like-minded people like you. So we love you. Back to the episode. So you know what I just thought about?
Tell me.
So you know how we got a comment on the last episode?
Which one?
The one that you're really disappointed about?
Oh, the one that I like deep throat the mic and breathe too loud into it.
Do we
I was like, okay.
do we think that maybe they think that every time I hit the vape is he breathing?
Okay, because I saw a comment about that. They were like, I just found out what that noise is when Kate talks. And it's Trevi vaping.
When Kate talks.
You're like, God, Kate's talking
It's
again.
just like this, you're just muffled in the background.
Like a cloud of smoke.
It's coming out the computer speakers. It's going into people's ears. They're like, wait, what? Is that Juicy Peach?
Wait, another comment I have to say. Obviously was looking at the comments. I want to respond to every single one, but I feel like that'd be weird of me. On the Halloween episode, you know, when I was like bent over with period cramps?
Yeah.
Someone comments and they go, literally no shade at all, but how does Kate get her period? How does Kate have a period?
Do they think you're...
Yes.
We stopped that joke.
I love the no shade at all, but how does she have a period?
No, they're like, no shade, hashtag believe women,
No,
but...
they like think I'm like faking it. Like, I can't.
No, it's because there's so many dolls that'll like post that too. Like, like beginning dolls, especially like baby dolls. Because it's like...
Really?
When you first start hormones, you can experience stomach problems, like really bad stomach problems.
Oh, okay.
And then people are like, oh my God, I'm having my period. And then everyone's like, oh, that's not.
Oh, that's...
You don't even have a
In
ute.
the sense that...
Yeah. I love that the word is how.
How?
Like, it's not even like it's a question. It's not
Right.
even like you can't have a period.
Yeah.
It's how.
Yeah.
They're like genuinely
know.
curious.
I love that.
And you know what I'm curious about?
Say it.
How we feel.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously some bangers just dropped on us. And
Legit bangers.
By bangers, I mean...
Horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a week.
It's tough. It's rough. It's sad. I'm not surprised at all. I don't know about you.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to be very careful with my words here,
Yeah.
and I don't ever want this to be like a political commentary podcast.
Right.
Nor do I like ever want to seem insensitive at all.
Yeah.
I guess like my experience with just like human beings in the past 6 months, like as the election got heated, like I was let down, but I
Right.
wasn't genuinely surprised as well.
Yeah.
I will say though, it's like I can't look at my phone right now.
Yeah. I
Because-
was not on my phone. I was like in bed all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of it.
Yeah.
It's just like full of, it's like, I don't want to say fear mongering, but it's like making me feel like the world's going to end tomorrow. It might. But it's also at the same time, it's like all these posts about like these like crazy like Republican like podcasters and like,
It's
you
so
know what clip
scary.
I'm talking about, right?
Oh my God, that guy.
The like, we have power over your bodies. Like,
Oh my
your
God.
body, our choice or something.
Yeah, calling us bitches. I was like, this is so. I thought it was a joke. I was like, this is The Onion.
This is The
Virtual.
Onion.
Like,
And I'm crying.
Right, I am crying. It's upsetting, but we just want, like, we validate the grief and the anger, and we really want 6 Feet Above to be a safe space where we can just giggle and, you know,
Like, dissociate, like you
yeah,
said.
dissociate.
I will say something. I mean, like, I have my own reasons to be upset about, like, the outcome
Right.
of everything. I personally can't, like, sit here as a trans woman and say that I'm affected by, like, Roe v. Wade type stuff, because that's just not something that's in my life experience. But, like, as a ally of my, like, sisters,
Right.
it's a brutal thing to see. Me and you experience the same but different.
Right.
Like collectively, like, as a woman, like, we're both gonna receive our own versions of, like, discrimination and, like, men being awful to us, but just in different ways. But over the past, like, couple months, it has just been, like, so weird. I just feel like things have gotten so extra, like, red pilled, like,
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, like, just the way that, like, at least
I can't imagine how you, like, feel. I mean, all the anti, like, trans rhetoric that he spewed, sorry, I know we weren't going to get into it, but it's just like, good God, the shit I hear is just, I don't know, it's really upsetting. And it's really upsetting that, like, I mean, we might have to cut this, but, like, he won, like, the popular vote by a landslide. It's like, there's so many people against women and LGBTQIA plus, and it's just, good God.
yeah.
It's sobering. I'm just thinking about the people that, like, love him, and, like, I saw videos of his rallies and the things he would say, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
It's like the young men. It's like the men in their 20s. I have never seen such, like, did everyone from Alabama just move to LA?
I don't know. Honest to God.
I'm actually, like, it's a serious
I'm dying
question.
to know. Yeah.
And even, like, just even younger, like 18 to 21-year-old, like, content creators that I, like, somehow see, like, my algorithm on YouTube is just up sometimes.
Same.
But, like, I will see, like, these young people just saying the most, like, horrific, crazy things. And it's almost like this rebellion era of them that, like, these men feel like they, like, deserve or need.
Right.
And it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because it's like, okay, your homeboy won the presidency.
Right.
Now you're taunting it in all of our faces and making everyone miserable, right? But if he didn't win, you'd be setting the streets on fire and also making everyone miserable once again.
Right.
It's like,
yeah. I mean, I feel like he just, like, gives them the alley-oop to, like, unleash all that weird bottled up anger towards everybody and hate, and it's scary. It's scary, and I'm trying to not, like, I'm just trying to live in acceptance, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, this happened, you know, a lot of people feel very powerless, but
yeah.
just gonna keep moving. In the spirit of scary men, I did want to touch on Zach Bryan.
Oh my good God.
Good God, I think a lot of us have dated a Zach Bryan.
Can you fill me in?
Yeah, so essentially this is what happened. As we know, he was dating Brianna, and then he offers her hush money when they break up. You know the tea, how, like, they broke up and they were, like, breaking up and then getting back together a lot. And then they broke up. And then the next day he posted on Instagram being like, we broke up. And then he was on Raya the next day.
Oh, yeah.
And people said, oh, that's kind of crazy. And she was, like, super blindsided by it. And then she was offered $12 million to not talk about the relationship. And she gets on her podcast and she starts talking about it.
So she didn't take the money.
Yeah, she did not take the money. And I love that for her. And that was really strong of her. And she talks about the emotional abuse that she endured. And it's like, it's so sad because like you can see how scared she is to talk about it because it is so fresh. And like as someone who dated someone like Zach Bryan, like you are so scared to get on their bad side. And like especially directly after the breakup. Right. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to make him mad. So like props to her. Yeah, for real. And yeah, she just talks about how he was just like a hothead and he would get really mad at her and like yell at her friends, and he once like smashed her phone.
Diva.
And she left a lot of things out, and she said she left a lot of things out, which like totally get. You don't want to disclose all of that. It's like honestly none of our business, but it is just like the emotional abuse, the narcissism that she talks about, and just like everything's always her fault. She wore this really stunning, sexy dress to the Golden Globes, and she looked amazing. And he like unfollowed her because he said it was like, he was like, I don't want to date a woman like this, blah, 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 that wears this. But then reposted her in it being like, you're so beautiful. Like what? The mind, I'm just like, what in the world? But like everything was her fault. And I guess one time on her birthday, he like got a house for her and her friends, and he was just like making a fuss about going to her birthday because he was on tour or something. And he was like, so he's like in a mood at her birthday. He's making little jabs at her, and she's like, okay, I'm just going to go to bed.
Right.
And she's expecting him to follow her to bed. And I guess she's woken up an hour later. He's like screaming at her friends.
No.
And then I guess they start recording him. And then I guess after that, he would like just randomly start recording her being like, well, your friend's recording me, I'm going to record you. And I guess she has all this footage, and that's probably another reason for like the 12 million. Oh. And there's like probably, and like it sounds like there's a lot of other things that she doesn't want to talk about, totally get. But people are talking about it like the money he'd make on tour, 12 million is chump change.
Yeah, I mean musicians touring frequently.
This is all alleged. Should I say that?
It's not your tea.
Yeah.
You're just relaying. But damn. I mean, it's just so sad. Like just everything. I'm like getting on your wave. I'm so anti-man right now.
Welcome.
No, I would love to be welcomed with open arms.
And you are.
And it's not that I'm anti-man. I'm just like anti, why do you do this?
Yeah.
Like grow up.
They'll do anything but get help and heal themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And it's everyone else's fault. And like, especially when we give these men like fame and power, they think they are indestructible and can act however they want. They're master manipulators.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine what she went through. She was talking about like, I completely lost myself. She was like, I was defending this man and he like never stuck up for me. And it is really sad. Like when you're in those kinds of relationships, you're so in love and you're so manipulated that you do like, I'm not calling her a clown at all, but like when I was in that relationship, I felt like a clown for all the times I like defended or like, and it's just like, it's tough. Yeah. And I give her a lot of props and I wish her all the healing, you know?
Me too. She'll make 12 million. She's made probably well over 12 million in her life. So she can help. If she can help girls and, you know, people across the world struggling in like relationships.
Yeah.
Then that might be more satisfying to her heart than $12 million.
Totally.
So.
I mean, I can't imagine like taking that money and then watching him just soar with like a new breakup album and just being like, okay, sick, I got all this money, but like you're just gonna keep doing the same other women.
He'd make it all back.
Oh, and then some.
Which is, I mean, I haven't gotten personally too deep into something like that, like you and her did, but just trying to control I mean, I have people, you know, there are some guys that I've talked to that are like asking me, telling me they would pay for certain surgeries. Like, when are you going to get the surgery? When are you going to let me, like, whoa. I'm like, is it my body, my choice, question
No,
mark?
like, actually, that's insane.
And that one's the most common one. Like, men offering to pay for the surgery or men just asking when that's gonna happen. And I'm like,
The audacity
yeah,
is insane.
yeah. Or let's get you bigger boobs, or let's get you a BBL. I've heard it all. And it's
Let's
like,
get you murdered.
I'm like, hey,
Oh my God.
I'm keeping that, by the way.
That's insane.
Do I look like a me character?
Like,
Doom, doo, doom, 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 doo, 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 dun, dun, dun.
it's like, what if you just like respected me and treated me like a human? Wouldn't that be crazy? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a doll.
Yeah, and then after you pay for my surgery and then fuck my brand new tight pussy,
Yussy.
you would probably just leave.
Yeah. Okay, y'all need to heal. You need
No,
to go to
I'm
therapy.
getting angry. Ew, ew,
Leave
ew.
us alone.
Ew.
Leave her alone.
No, leave her alone.
No, like.
Ew.
God.
This episode is just sad. This is
Honestly,
sad.
I'm having a blast.
I'm having a blast too, but I'm
Yeah.
just sad.
No, I mean, like, honestly, something I've learned in my years of my relationship with men is like I am in the process of healing it, even though it's very hard, especially with everything that's happening. But it really does disturb my peace. It did for a while, my anti-man ways, and I don't want to hate men. I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I know a lot of good men. And I don't hate them, and I'm actively working on every day not to, because that doesn't bring anyone peace. It sucks. It literally sucks. But like, all that to say, I'm validating the way you feel. Very real, very true. I went through it. I'm here for you.
I'm here for you too, sister. All right, you guys, we are gonna move into off our chest. Actually, if you don't know what off our chest is, it is a segment where we will get something negative or positive off our chest that has just been weighing on us. So why don't you start?
Oh, I'm starting?
Yeah.
Okay, off my chest is I saw the Megan Thee Stallion documentary, and you guys should watch it if you haven't. It's on Amazon Prime.
I still need to.
You need to. It was so sad. It was so good. I mean, you guys know how I feel about her. I love Meg. I support her. I believe her. I cannot fathom what she's gone through. I mean, it's just like it's really scary, and it's really crazy, and just like all these boy rappers like turning against her and just not believing her is like
Boys. They're boys, not men.
wild. Like wild. All of them were against her. Another off my chest is, as you guys know, I talk about it every damn episode. Been pursuing stand-up. Been going to the open mics. Because when do I not bring up open mics?
Hello.
I had my first like really harrowing experience last night at an open mic.
You did heroin at an open mic?
I did heroin at an open mic. And so I get to the mic, right? I'm chilling. And people talk about like men being creepy at open mics, and like I've seen shades of it, like talking about like killing women, talking about just like being creepy on stage, but never creepy like directly to me. Like there's been shades of creepiness to me, but like
50.
I can
of them.
handle it. 50 shades.
Yeah.
And so
50 Shades of breathing too much into the mic.
yeah, and talking about open mics at literally every podcast episode. Whatever, get over it.
It's perfect.
No, I do. It's like every episode.
But it's great.
But I'm passionate.
No, we
Anyways, listen to this. So I get on stage and I do my set. And I talk about being tall, whatever. And then I get off stage, and then this guy comes on the stage and he goes, hey everyone, blah, blah, my name is blah, blah, blah. And he goes, and Kate, let me just tell you, I would just shimmy up and down on you and climb you like a monkey on a tree. Oh my God. And then he grunts.
What?
And we were like, everyone looked at me and they were like, what? Like it was so awkward and inappropriate.
Was he hot at least?
Girl, hell no. Not even a little. Not even to me. And then the girl that's hosting the mic like calls him out, and she's like, hey, so we're not going to disrespect women here. And
oh, God.
she was like, don't make people uncomfortable, because that was honestly something else. And she like totally stood up for me. Wow. And then he goes, okay, fine. I take it back. You're ugly.
Oh. I mean, kind of funny.
I know, but like, I know, because I laughed.
Because you're not ugly, bitch.
I know, because I was like, tee, that's obviously a joke.
Wait, that's your man?
No, because we did hook up after. No, I never experienced something like that. So We're checking that off. Who knows what's going to happen next week on the podcast? Because I'm going to bring up open mics again.
No, that should be a segment, honestly.
Yeah, what happened at
what
open
happened
mics
at
this
Kate's
week?
open mic this time? Swear to
Honestly.
God. I swear to God, if whenever we don't do minimal intelligence, we'll just do that.
Because it is minimal intelligence.
No, it's actually maximal that you put yourself out there. So that's on period.
So that's that.
Mine is similar in the sense of like... In the sense that like I am also being disrespected. This is from the last episode.
Not, like it's the fact that like the representative is still there. It's like.
Okay, you sound like an idiot, Trevi.
No, you sound like you're addressing the nation, and I love it.
Well, I do. I go, it's not because I'm talking about in last week's Off My Chest. I'm talking about my situationship that I ended up counting. It was 3.5 months, I think, of me talking.
That really is the rule.
And that really is the rule, right? And I think as I was inching towards 3 months, my statement was that, like, you guys know how we've talked about, like, people's, like, representatives in the beginning of a dating stage. And what I was saying in the last episode is that, like, I wasn't disappointed in his representative or the way that it was acting. I was disappointed that the representative was still there. Okay? Turns out there was like a stand-in. It was like a mannequin.
Like he's literally a different
Like I was
person.
in a Kohl's walking through to get like a white t-shirt, right? And then there's like a mannequin and I'm like, "Oh, that's a person." Turns out it was a mannequin.
Damn.
There wasn't a representative.
So you're talking complete 180.
No, I'm just talking that, like, I don't even think that, like, anyone was home the entire time.
I need you to elaborate.
I can't. I can't explain.
Like he was, like, evil?
No, all I'm saying is that, like, I'm trying to figure out where this, please hold. Because I'm normally pretty good with metaphors, so give me a moment to brew.
Oh, yeah, please. Brew it up.
I was waiting for the representative to leave and for things to expand and to progress as I felt that they were. Okay. I ended up hooking up with this person after, in the beginning, the first 2 months, I was absolutely not down with that. I was like, I only want to do this if I see things progressing.
And you made that clear.
And I made that clear, and it was relayed back to me that, like, feels like this is a good thing going. So I felt as if I was in the clear. And I'm like, okay, you want to escalate shit? Let's escalate shit. Okay, we ended up hooking up. And my dumbass... okay, so I've experienced every genre of a man, okay? I've experienced the master manipulator.
Right.
I've experienced the tranny chaser. Okay, I've experienced the I've experienced like avoidant attachment, and
the worst.
And then I've experienced like overly clingy. But there was one more. Look, that's just a few examples. But there was one more genre,
final boss,
that I had no experience with, and I can't sit here and call myself a dumbass because I didn't have any experience with this specific genre of man. I genuinely just didn't understand what was happening. This genre is the breadcrumbing man.
The worst type of man.
Because I was left every day feeling like I had it, like, or I had enough, or that I was here just because I was hearing things that I wanted to hear.
Right.
And I wasn't hearing them as often as I wanted to be, right? It was just enough to keep the hope in me, or to keep the like thought alive, or to keep me there.
It's the worst.
And I was just like, oh, maybe he's just like not overly expressive. I know everyone has different personality types. I'm an overly expressive person. I share a lot of things. Like, we sit here, yap on a podcast, like, and then there's some people that just don't do that, right? Like, I'm just like thinking about the different types of people, and I'm like, he tells me what I want to hear, I guess.
Yeah.
But turns out it was just so I would just stay there. And I finally just became a bitch.
Good.
And I just said, hey, so if your next text to me isn't a time and a place,
Right. What are we doing?
don't text me at all.
Yeah.
Didn't get a text for 2 days.
Wow.
And then I got a text that was like, I'm just so busy. No.
Girl, you're on your phone like 10 hours a day. You can text me back.
No. And the worst part is I can't even. I'm like, when he sends me like a selfie throughout his day, I know the dimensions of a Snapchat picture.
Because don't play with her.
Or
she
you
knows
look at
all the tricks.
You look at the file name. That wasn't taken on your iPhone in camera roll. That was taken in Snapchat.
Also, you can see the date, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men don't know that if we save the picture, we can see the date you took the picture.
Days ago. It
is embarrassing. They're like, I just took this. That happened to me once
FaceTime me.
2 years ago.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
2 years ago, he took that picture and sent it to me. He was like, yeah, just me chilling. I was like,
yeah. And, in the last episode, I brought up at the end that I was frustrated. And I was like, maybe I won't be frustrated in the next episode. Maybe we'll be, fully, maybe it'll be great. It's not. It ended and it's done. So I'm so sorry to break that to you, past Trevi. And you're going to have a lot of crying nights, not because of this specific situation. My overall theme right now with how I'm feeling about that or that whole genre is that I'm just so tired. I'm just
yeah, it's exhausting.
I'm more exhausted than I've ever been. Mm-hmm. And now, especially not to bring politics back in, but postal this isn't gonna get us closer to
Right.
normality.
It just adds to the fire.
I am one of those people that yes, I'm so open that I'm trans, but and we've said this in one of our earlier episodes when we were in the older studios, there's so many more things I am before I am that, and it's the more anti-trans shit that's posted online or talked about, it's it's so hard for me to just live.
Yeah.
Or at least make it feel normal and not taboo.
Right.
This is not gonna be fun for me, at least in the next.
It's horrible. It's everywhere. It's disgusting, and I don't know. I wish we could just live on an island, just me and you. And Bree.
And Bree. I might be speaking too much on this, but what really sucked is the way that things closed out. It was just he was so overly nice and was I'm just not in this space for long distance or some shit. I live an hour away. I'm oh,
that's not long distance. Also, you said before you guys smooched
that I live in we knew from the beginning I lived in LA.
And that you were I don't want to do this unless it's something serious. Yeah. So for him to do that is so up and wrong. And I've been there so many times. It's fucking disgusting. It's cowardly. It's childish. It's I'm saying this. You're not saying this about him. It's fucking fucked up. And you should be ashamed.
Oh. Gag. And the worst part is everything going down was so nice. He's I know, I felt this spark too. I am now realizing that well, not just now, but really trying to remember that words literally don't mean shit.
Men will talk till their tongue turns blue.
No, blowy. And Kate, if you really liked someone, or if a guy that you knew really liked you, I would get on airplanes.
Yeah. It's actually insane what they'll promise. I've had men be I want to fly you here and go to this vacation with you, and it's why am I alone at the SLS in Miami? I thought you were gonna be here.
Why am I alone getting SRS in Miami?
Yeah,
I'm
they'll literally just
that he paid for.
Literally, they'll just be I want to do this with you, and I feel this with you and that with you, and it's until I see the action, all the words they say, they just go right beyond my shoulders.
Well, I'm just saying in general, I think that people want to do, if people really like you, they would be getting on flights. They would be driving. They would be making an effort to see you.
Exactly.
So
don't say that.
Don't say I felt the spark. I just don't have time for, or I don't want to suffer from a long distance.
An hour? Are you on? That's the West Side.
If we were that's not a problem for me.
Right. Literally, that's not
at all.
you got your bag up.
But it's I just, but here again, right? It's like, it's going back to my 18-year-old relationship where it's like, I can't force my money onto you.
You can't be putting in all the work. Like,
yeah.
No.
But I will say it's been 2 weeks and I'm still extremely affected, which is obviously why I'm still talking about it.
2 weeks is nothing.
Yeah.
It takes a while to, not a while, but like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're supposed to like be upset because that's really upsetting. And up.
Well, I guess you could say he had. But say with me.
Minimal intelligence. My favorite segment.
Do you want to intro the segment?
Guys, we're doing a segment called Minimal Intelligence, which is where we read comments, messages, dating app messages from, I mean, usually men. We haven't had women send us any messages that were harrowing and fucked up.
Harrowing.
And we just read them and we laugh because the intelligence is at an all-time minimum. And I got a good one today.
Yeah, start. I'm still looking for mine from earlier.
Okay. Get into this.
Okay.
So, as you know, I went to a big state school and there was a basketball team.
Okay.
And a man on the basketball team got my Snapchat and he would like DM me at 2 a.m. like asking me to come over, that type of thing. And I didn't want to do that. And so I rejected him. And then recently he like likes a bunch of my pictures. And I was like, recently,
okay.
Like literally a month ago. And I was like, I didn't want you in college. Don't want you now. And then I post a clip I did a live show with my roommate. It's called Parallel Play. And we both do a monologue. So I post a clip from my monologue of the show. And I'm in a little skirt, fishnets, like a cute halter top. Guess what? Because I fucking wanted to wear that.
Yep.
And anyways, I post the clip. And I get comments from men and they're like, when you're so unfunny that like that's how you have to dress, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And so a man comments saying, when you're so unfunny that that's how you have to dress.
Right.
The man on the basketball team comments under it saying, Ayo, crying laugh emoji, crying laugh emoji, crying laugh emoji. And I was like, I remembered it because I was like, not me getting cyberbullied by someone I know.
What?
I'm like, it's giving petite. Like,
you're
petite,
so small.
Yeah, like, you are so hurt.
Wait, you're so skinny.
No, like, literally petite.
Turn to the side.
No, like, because the wind's going to whisk him away.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, you are so blatantly, like, hurt that I didn't respond to you liking my stuff. Like, you're so small. Smallest man in the world.
You're a gay man.
This was all alleged.
This was all alleged when he took it up the ass.
Yeah, I can't. But I was like, that is so crazy. And I sent it to a bunch of my friends and they were like, he's literally so butthurt. And I'm like, why? Like, years later, how are you cyberbullying me, my guy?
Yeah.
Anyways, that was crazy.
Well, I just have one question.
Talk.
How does Kate
get a period? No, because like
that's quite a minimal intelligence.
That's what actually is the real question.
Okay, so Kate and I actually both received this message, and I don't want to say that it's minimal intelligence.
Oh my God, it's not at all.
It's not. I do think that this person is going through a life phase that me and you both experienced already, where like
so related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just a DM that I feel like, and this will remain completely anonymous, but it was very interesting. So, getting a DUI while listening to 6 Feet Above the same night as the election was not on my 2024 bingo card. Real talk, your podcast has really helped me challenge my drinking habits and reduce the amount I've been drinking drastically. However, this situation is definitely the nail in the coffin to pursue a sober lifestyle. Your podcast truly has impact and is entertaining as far.
That's honestly so sweet.
How
and
nice. I feel bad.
Oh my God, I just like it's like that little moment of grace where you're like, damn, I really got to change my life right now. And I just like, when I got that DM, I was like,
we really doing shit.
Yeah, it means so much.
Yeah.
And we wanted to respond, but we're like, let's just talk about it on the pod. Like,
yeah,
it just like, oh, I so relate to that like feeling. Because I was trying to moderate my drinking for so long, and then something horrible happened, and I had that moment where I was like, oh my God, I literally have no choice but to stop.
Oh my God, what was the moment for you?
Don't want to say it out loud.
At all?
No.
I think my moment was people like when I get really dark about my stories. I saw some of those comments.
It honestly is really inspirational because like I'm not there yet. I can't do it. And when you talk about it, it does help me a lot.
Oh, really?
I can't do it yet.
Word.
But it's like it's cool that you can talk about it because it's like maybe one day I'll be able to just talk about it.
You will, for sure.
It's
I
just
think,
it's still 5 years and I still can't do it.
we move at different pace, honey.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all different human beings. But buckle up.
You're like, but get ready for this shit.
The moment that I really, really realized, okay, on the real,
Instagram reels.
my mom stole all of my drugs and put them into a paper towel. And then she also took my Bluetooth headphones, wrapped them in the paper towel, put them in a Ziploc bag, wrapped that in a paper towel, threw it in the trash, and then put it in the dumpster. Okay? And she's genius for this. But I was, unfortunately, as a really genius, smart drug addict, I knew what she was doing by doing that. If I were to be wearing the headphones again, she would have known I got the drugs in the trash. Because if my drugs are gone, automatically I'm going to know that my mom threw my drugs away.
Right.
Right?
1 + 1 is 2.
And I was, living with her because I couldn't afford to live in, LA anymore.
Love.
Everyone's wearing masks. We're all 6 feet apart. I'm not booking any jobs.
Yeah.
I haven't taken my hormones in like 3 months just because I think like alcohol is a better priority.
It is.
And I remember I'm like dodging all the Ring cameras.
Oh.
She had like Ring cameras everywhere to make sure to see if I try to sneak out and drink. I'm like, keep in mind, I was like 21 years old. Like I was a full adult, but I was just so unhinged.
Right.
That she set up Ring cameras outside the garage and outside the front door, in case at night, I would Uber to the bar with, first of all, what money?
Right. What cash? Bro?
And I didn't have looks, body, or serve, or Cuntiana, or anything to get a free drink at a bar. Honey, I looked like I was the paper towel in the trash can.
Okay.
And
Okay, that's
I
kinda cute.
flipped the dumpster.
No.
And I went through every single piece of trash. Like they say. You know what they say? If a crackhead can get crack every day, you can follow your dreams, because they want it that bad.
I've never heard that. Who says that?
It's it's a pretty popular thing. But
Really?
if a crackhead or a drug addict can find a way to get their drugs,
Right.
you can you can get that. You can get what you're chasing after too. You just need
Right.
it real bad. But yeah, flipped the dumpster over, went through every single
A big dumpster?
like a trash can,
Oh,
like a
I'm picturing those giant dumpsters.
like a trash can. Flipped it, and there was 3 bags of trash, and I remember I would open them from the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So I could put them back in order, so that the top was still tied in the same way.
You're
that
too smart.
No, but I was crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember finding a Ziploc bag with a trash can, and I'm like, she didn't make no sandwich and put the
No.
paper towel back
Absolutely
in the
not.
Ziploc. And I remember opening it after searching the trash. I can't believe I'm saying this for 20 minutes, and I'm like, oh my god! And it was 7 grams of K, which was $800
Damn.
of drugs.
Come on now.
I
Can't be
was
wasted.
so stoked, and I saw my headphones in the Ziploc bag, and I go, crazy, you actual evil bitch.
Crazy.
But I'm like, oh, she knows what she's doing. But I'm like, I'm always 2 steps ahead.
Always.
Always. So I was like, oh, if she sees me with the headphones on, she's going to know I went and got my drugs. So I'm going to keep the headphones in there, and I'll find different headphones. And I put everything back. I tied the trash bags from the bottom, put them back in order.
Genius.
And hid all of my DRUGSs in a translucent powder makeup thing.
You really did that.
And then I just continued to do it for about 7 more days, 6 more days. And then I couldn't recognize myself.
God.
And I was growing hair on my face, and there was knots in my hair. And I had no color in my face. and then I just like couldn't stop like vomiting, and I low-key was just like, hey, remember when we thought you were a star? It's not
Right. What
giving
happened to
that.
that? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
like,
giving star.
you're actually a mess all around.
God, that is a sobering experience.
It is. But like, God, it really makes you like think like bad days now are just like.
Yeah. I know.
If I had a bad, like the worst day now, back in 2020, it'd be the best day of my life.
Right. Honestly, honest to
It'd be the
God.
best day of my fucking life.
Honest to God. I mean, you were talking about a trash can, and really quick, I just got to say, this one time I was in a blackout. My friend told me this, and I was eating pizza over a trash can. I don't know why. I guess I didn't want. It was like my plate.
That's kind of
And-
Gene.
No, right?
Kinda
and
genius.
I'm like bent over, and this guy walks by, and he was like, "Damn!" Like he like catcalled me,
Yeah.
and I start growling at him. Like with the pizza in my hand, and I was like, and my
on
friend
some
was like,
like
yeah.
bath salts
and
shit?
my friend was like, Kate, stop, and I didn't remember it. So we all have a trash can story,
Because if it's not you doing something with the trash can,
and you're not growling
and
near
you're
it.
not, then you haven't lived.
Someone said, roses are red, violets are blue. I have 5 fingers, and 2 are going to be stuck in you.
Hey,
In all caps.
the way that you just assumed.
Right. But he's right.
Wait,
What?
do you ever just hate when they just open with a wink? It's like,
Okay, if you're
Stop.
DMing a woman, don't DM her one emoji.
you weirdo. I can't find the exact DM, and honestly, I feel like there's like names in the exact DM, but I got it about, I'd say 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the TikToks of girls talking about like really rich like princes or like really rich entrepreneurs like having an agency or like an assistant reach out to them on behalf of them, like people from like Middle Eastern countries or like really rich countries?
Yeah.
Have you ever like heard of any of that? Like they like scout people and
Yeah.
they like elite sugar dadding,
Right.
Right, like this whole thing where they like present
Like,
it
where's
as
my
if,
DM?
right, where they like present it as if it was like a gig,
Right.
right, and I'm sure legally with taxes and they find a loophole.
Isn't that called yachting?
Yeah, but I wasn't asked to go on a yacht.
Oh.
Oh, I was formerly reached out over DM and I think email as well. I don't want to find the specifics because if the format is out on the internet, I don't want people to find this person and I don't want to get killed. But I was basically, to paraphrase, reached out by this person's assistant, and I was offered to like get flown to Dubai,
Flew out.
like first class hotels, 2 weeks to be this one man's like, I don't know the way she worded it, but it was like acquaintance or like
Not acquaintance.
no, like a company to like a company
Right.
or something, and it was this like confidentiality thing at the bottom of the email, like file attached type,
my God.
and looked the person up, real person, really rich
Really?
fucking person, and I didn't respond because first of all, I don't even know if they knew my tea, and even if they did know my tea, like
Right.
I can't just leave the country alone, especially to one that
Hell
like I'm
no.
not sure if I have rights in. I just would never see myself embarking on a journey
So scary.
alone to go meet, a billionaire.
Did you consider it?
I took a breath.
Right.
But did I realistically be like, oh, I should do this? No.
Side note, can you imagine how awful his personality is if he has to like pay
Dude.
for people and if he's a billionaire?
Well, it just goes back to the Zach Bryan thing.
Yeah.
It's all these men in power thinking
Yeah.
that money will get them whatever they want.
Right. And they're like, I don't need to work on this personality. I got bands. And it's like, well, sir, you are the worst person I've ever met.
Pay
so-
for them and pay to get rid of them.
Right.
It's like that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
So
it's off the table for me. I'm like,
Yeah, no.
what do you mean?
So
to
scary,
your
too.
acquaintance,
Right.
a company.
What are we, pals? Like, we gonna hang out?
No.
No. You probably wouldn't laugh once.
I probably would laugh at
Right at him the whole time.
the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was quite odd. Didn't consider it, but I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah. You're stunning.
what are some pieces of media that really spoke to you / continue to with your sobriety? I heard there's this really good one called 6 Feet Above.
Hello. And you should watch it every Tuesday.
Hey, and listen and rate it 5 stars on every audio platform.
Yeah, please. Did you listen to anything or watch anything in the beginning of your sobriety, though?
I watched a lot of documentaries, and also like I remember like there was a lot of up shows coming out when I got sober.
Euphoria.
Like remember like Dope Sick and Euphoria and like a lot of like
Yeah.
it was a lot of like scary
Yeah.
stuff, but I never tried to scare myself into sobriety. I always tried to educate myself into it. Like to educate myself on the way that like alcohol actually works in your body.
Right.
And how it's like actual poison.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess the difference for me was I would exclusively watch, like every morning I'd watch a music video by Guess Who?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion. And
Yeah.
that would like give me the confidence to be like, I have no chance of being a bad bitch if I don't stay sober. She really got me through.
I mean, in a way, we both had that same mentality of like we wanted to be a bad bitch so
Right.
bad. And at the root of our sobriety, it came from still seeing that little twinkle.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have much. At least I mean, I
I was scraping needle and hay.
Hey, I'm saying whatever the saying is, right?
Right.
But not to speak for you, but like at the end of the day, when you really think about it, I mean, the basis of why me and you both became sober is because we still could see like a little
Right.
twinkle in ourselves.
We knew
And
we
that-
had potential.
It's giving hashtag good luck, babe. I don't know why I said that.
I mean, so true. But how am I supposed to be a bad bitch if I'm eating pizza and growling over a trash can?
And how am I supposed to be a bad bitch if the literal... I'm putting my time into tying figure eights
Yeah,
into the
and
bottom of trash
Dumpster
bags.
diving.
Dumpster diving
Yeah.
for ketamine.
Not a good look, vibes.
How do you rebuild your life after your fiance of 15 years leaves you out of the blue?
Okay, why do people keep doing that? You
Hey,
can't just leave like that. You got to give an explanation.
Did you see the reel I sent you?
Yes.
Of the girl?
Yes.
She's like, I moved
Yeah.
to Texas because you wanted to be with your dad, so I left LA. I bought us a couch, and
Yeah.
then after 4 years, you left me, and I had to go back to Florida and move with my mom.
Insane. Like, you can't promise all these things. And if like you can leave a relationship, but if you're with him for 15 years and you just dip, that's so messed up. But it's like, how do you rebuild yourself? I mean, healing looks different on everyone, but I mean, I suggest seeking professional help because this is very hard to do alone, leaning on your friends, finding hobbies, staying busy and just like loving yourself extra hard. I'm so sorry you're going through that.
I want to pick your brain on that because it's like, what the f-? If it was me in that situation, 15 years, also fiance of 15 years is crazy. So let's clock in on there.
Clocked.
Not her fault.
Yeah, wait.
Not her fault at all.
Fiance at 15 years is bong. I didn't even put that together.
I just realized that as well.
Okay, you're
So
too
maybe they
smart.
were dating, but like still, like that's too. Regardless,
He was
the
like,
3
"I'm not
years,
ready yet."
the 3 years, the 15, whatever. If I was in that position and I genuinely didn't know there was something wrong and someone like left out of the blue, I would feel so.
I mean, it's like, how do you not make that about you? You're like, you immediately think like, there's something wrong with me. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with you. It's 100% about him, and you will realize that. I can't even. I don't know. I hear all these stories of people being in like 10, 15-year-long relationships, and then just like either like finding out you're being cheated on the whole time, or like they just like get up and leave, and it's like,
Yeah.
how can you do that to someone?
Yeah.
Okay, the last one. Skipping last one. The last one is help. I'm 21 and I have a crush on my 44-year-old coworker, and he's married. Bruh.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's giving angel number.
Okay, because that's kind of your
44,
man. Yeah.
444.
Yeah.
So.
No, to be honest, I mean, you got to remember that you have work goggles on, meaning everyone is hotter in a workplace environment. Picture him in a suit. Picture him like
Flip-flops.
at a gas station lost.
In flip flops.
In flip-flops and like unkempt toes, toe hair out of control. Like you got to picture that. Like, and remember that just because he's older and has more money does not mean he's the man for you. Everybody say it with me.
Hey, everybody.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Just because he's older and has more money does not mean he's the man for you. Soundboard that.
Tattoo that on me.
Soundboard that. Tattoo that.
Yeah.
Hang that up in the sky.
Please. I'm kind of begging at this point. Like, listen, 21 is so youthful. Do not waste it on someone double your age. And also, like, he's married. You don't want to deal with that.
Don't deal with that.
And if you listen to this podcast, you are a bad bitch. You're too much of a bad bitch for that. Like, come on now. You got to stand up.
Yeah, you got to find
I love you, but come on.
22-year-old crypto guy who thinks he knows everything better
that's
than
not.
you. Just kidding. No, there's too many of those.
No, because honestly, it's giving just be celibate and alone.
No, I'm like,
at
what
this
do you
point.
do for work? I sell mugs on Amazon.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't
And I'm like,
ask.
somehow you're a millionaire.
Riddle me that.
I just,
Yeah, it's giving good luck, babe.
it's giving good luck, babe. Hashtag.
Hashtag
And also,
good luck,
hashtag
babe.
gratitude.
Wait, I'm grateful.
I'm grateful for a good luck, babe.
Guys,
It's fine. It's cool.
should I start?
Please.
Guys, this week I'm grateful. I just want to read this DM that I sent Megan the Stallion from the 6 Feet Above account. Hi, Meg. We absolutely adore you, me speaking for the both of us, and would love to have you on our podcast. If you ever want to have some cute giggles with fellow tall girlies, what was I on?
What time was this sent?
It would be an honor. Don't worry. Yesterday at 3 p.m.
Oh.
We're in LA. Let us know if you'd be down. Me talking like
Okay,
I'm her
but
friend.
if you want to take it a step farther,
I'm gonna say
find her management email.
Okay, guys, how do I contact Meg without being
It's
creepy?
easy.
Okay.
You just find out her management team and then we send them an email.
Okay, and I can't say cute giggles because that was kind of crazy.
That was.
Yeah, I'll unsend that.
You should block her from the account, actually.
You're like,
let's
everything you're
restart
doing is
it.
embarrassing.
No, Kate, you're perfect. No, we
but
do
yeah.
have cute giggles. We are cute gigglers.
Do we not have cute giggles and we're tall? I'm looking for the lie.
So I
Anyways,
don't see
so-
it's giving good luck, babe.
Good luck, babe. Yeah, I'm grateful for whatever that was. I'm grateful for this fur coat, and I'm grateful to be here with you.
I'm grateful that I'm still in an era where being told no or being told I'm not good enough fuels me more so than tears me down.
Period.
I'm running on fumes, but I'm grateful it's still there, and I'm grateful that I still feel that fire because I was recently told in many different ways, again, that I was good, but not good enough.
Fallacies.
And it made me want to tear the whole thing down in a good way.
Good for you.
And you know what it's giving?
What?
It's giving good luck, babe.
It is giving hashtag good luck, babe. It's giving growth. It's giving confidence.
Yeah. I'm grateful that my brother's getting married this weekend.
So fun.
I leave in 2 hours to
Love.
San Diego.
Love.
So there's a lot on my plate there.
Right.
Stay tuned for the pics. Clock it.
I can't wait.
Grateful we had a really nice chill episode. You guys still comment what guests you want to see.
Right.
Because
We're getting them.
we're getting them. I want at least 1 or 2 a month. 2 would be great.
Yeah.
So just leave me who you want to see. Paigey episode was fab. We loved that you guys loved her.
Yeah.
So grateful for that episode. I think it was so fun. It just felt so easy.
Yeah. Giggles.
The actual cutest.
Yeah.
The cutest giggles. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Well, I'll leave you with this. Good luck, babe.
I love ya.